Now, when we play for worship, we typically don't play the melody. And the reason for that is the worship leader is typically singing the melody, and the congregation typically knows the melody already. So as pianists, we don't need to play the melody. Now, if you came from different backgrounds, for example, if you came out of like some more conservative churches where they would sing hymns in worship, a lot of the hymns were as pianists, you're required to play the melody. That's just normal in those churches. But in the more modern worship settings, we don't need to play the melody because the congregation already knows the melody and the worship leader is singing the melody. So what we do as pianists is we want to fill in the chords. So what we do is we play chords much like a guitarist would. So a guitarist would look at probably the same chord charts that we have right here, and the guitarist would see a C chord, they'd play a C chord on the guitar. They'd see an F, they'd play an F on the guitar. And that's what we do at the piano as well. So we have to know our chords, which is what we're going to talk about today, and then we play our chords with the music. Okay, so let's look at our first song on this page. Our first song is Alleluia. Let me zoom up on this a little bit so it's a little easier for you to see. So if we look at the song Alleluia, we see that we have 3 chords. We have the C chord, the F chord, and the G chord. So first, let's go learn our chords. So let's take our C chord. A chord is basically a group of notes. A chord is typically 3 notes. It can be more. And we'll learn about some chords that have a differing number of notes later on. But a chord typically has 3 notes. So for our C chord, we have to find our C. So our C on the piano is right here. And then to make our chord, we play an E and a G. All right, so that is our C chord. Now, when we finger our C chord, we want to use fingers 1, 3, and 5. So let's check that again. No cheating. Some people use different fingers, but right now, let's just use fingers 1, 3, and 5. And that is our C chord. Okay, let's learn our next chord. Our next chord is going to be F. So let's find our F note, because the bottom note of our chord is going to be F. We have an F, and then our F chord is all white keys again, F, A, and C. You notice how there's a key in between each of these? So we basically play every other key. So we find our F, play every other key. Okay, let's go back to our C chord and review. Find our C chord. So we have a C, play every other key. Now go to F, find our F, play every other key. And one more chord that we have to learn, and that chord is G. So let's find our G and play every other key. So we have G, B, and D. And that is our G chord. So let's review these. C chord, F, and G. Now those are the chords that we need in order to play Alleluia. So now let's go back to our chord chart and look at Alleluia. Now, if you're taking this course from my website, you will be, you can look underneath the video and you will see links to these worship courses and the resources that I gave you earlier, and any other resources will be listed underneath the video there. Okay, so let's look at Alleluia. Now, when we read chord charts, we have the lyrics, and then above the lyrics, we have the chords. Now, the chords are written above the word that you sing. So when you sing that part of the word, then you play that part of the chord, and then you play that chord. So for example, Alleluia, you can see the C is above Lu. So when you get to the syllable Lu, you play C. Let's practice this first. So first of all, let's sing the chorus Alleluia to make sure we know exactly how it's supposed to be sung. So this is the traditional one that's been around for many, many years. Alleluia, 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 Alleluia. So that's the traditional Alleluia chorus. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we need to make sure we know our rhythm for the song before we take it to the piano. So we're going to clap and tap our rhythm away from the piano. So let's clap first, and then I'll show you another step. So we're going to clap with every beat. So this is what we usually do. Okay, and then we're just going to start singing. Alleluia, Alleluia. hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And then it repeats. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to sing. Part of the requirement of this course is that you have to sing when you play, you have to sing when you clap these songs. Singing is very important. Of course, we don't need a perfect voice. You just heard me sing. I don't have a great voice, but I'm still happy to sing. I'm happy to worship the Lord with my voice. And so when we play the piano, I want you to sing as you play, sing as you clap and tap these songs. So I want you to join in right now with me and sing. We're going to do the same thing again. Ready, go. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Perfect. Okay, now let's take that a step further and we're going to change our pattern, our clapping pattern. So we're going to tap on beat 1. We're going to tap our lap on beat 1 and then clap on beats 2, 3, and 4. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Do this with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason we do this is because each measure has 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we're tapping, that's the downbeat of the measure, the first beat. So beat 1, and then 2, 3, 4. So now let's sing Alleluia as we clap and tap. So 1, 2, 3. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Keep going. Alleluia, alleluia, hallelujah, hallelujah. Perfect. Now that we know how the rhythm goes for that song, now we're going to take it to the piano. So let's look at our song, and we start with the C chord. So our basic pattern when we play our chords at the piano is we are going to play one chord for every beat. So let me show you. If we go back to our keyboard here, we're playing one chord on each beat. So our C chord is going to last for 4 beats. So we're going to play our C chord for 4 beats, and our F chord for 4 beats. And then we have a G chord, so that one lasts for 4 beats as well. And our C chord lasts for 4 beats. Let's do the same thing again. You play with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change to F. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change to G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to pause the video right here and practice just that pattern that we just did until you can get it perfect on your end. Okay, now let's look at our song, Alleluia. Let me switch back to the sheet music so that you can see exactly what we're playing. So we're playing our C chord, F, G, and then back to C. So now we're going to play and sing as we play. So let me show you what this is going to sound like. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Okay, so notice how I played one chord per beat as I played that song. I want you to pause the video right now and practice that until you can get it.